Hello and welcome to the show. I am here on Project Cars doing some more racing. Today I'm going to be having a go with a V8 supercar. Yes, the Ford Falcon has made an appearance on this game. I am very glad to see V8 supercars. I'm a huge fan of this racing series, and I'm very glad to see them make an appearance on Project Cars. Yes, the car is sort of a couple of seasons old, and we don't have a Holden to go racing against it. I'm guessing perhaps licensing issues might be why we have a couple of years old car, but it's still great to see this race series, if you like, make an appearance on more games, and I hope that it continues to appear in stuff. The car itself, while yes it is a couple of years old, still pretty damn impressive machinery. 635 horsepower, 500 foot-pounds of torque, all going through the rear wheels. I don't know what more you could possibly want from a touring car. And they are, really rather awesome cars. The track we're going around, well, I wanted to give the new Scottish road circuit a try. I wasn't expecting to like this track. From the looks of the pictures I saw, and from the sort of the track layout, it kind of felt to me like this was going to be one of those circuits, like a time trial circuit, a circuit that you take cars to drive around for fun every so often, but not be a track really that suitable for racing. I was wrong, and I'm quite glad I was wrong, because it's actually a really rather fun circuit. Unfortunately, we can only have up to 20 of us on the grid, so not quite the busiest of races, but that still gives me plenty of cars to try and overtake in this race. The laps are rather long, 4.5 mile long circuit, so we are going to be going for a 7-lap race around here. I'm not too worried if I have a little bit of a bad start. I'm actually going to be slightly cautious into this corner. If shenanigans go down, they go down here. Oh, and they tend to go down in that kind of a manner. Cars can sometimes run a little bit wide and get caught in the wall, and it's quite a nasty place through that turn. And one of the only turns where the AIs can really have the big issues on this opening lap. So yeah, being a bit cautious is always a sensible idea down there. Thinking about having a dive, got to be very careful under braking into this next corner. It's very, very bumpy, and then it's off cambered as you try to get on the power. Easy to get yourself in trouble. Don't really like overtaking down that part of the course. But 16th on the opening lap, not too shabby, surviving the early incidents. And fortunately for me, the pack is now still in a nice long line. Now that makes things much easier for me. If we have kind of breaks in it where cars are starting to pull away, that's when we can have trouble. Or I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get up the inside, but he was busy trying to get up the inside of the car ahead of him, and 3 wide there does not fit, I can tell you that much. 2 wide only just about fits. Damn it, they're going to go defensive into this next corner as well. Oh, he's in trouble out there on the curb. That is a vicious place to be running wide. I'm going to be a little too close. Oh, someone ended up in the wall through the high streets. That can happen sometimes as well. Very rare, but I say very rare. It doesn't happen that often, but yeah, if it does happen, it's a big shunt. Right, we have had a very good opening lap here, carving our way through the field, up into 13th place, and hopefully going to get up into 12th as well. If we don't, oh, we're going to get run out of road down there. Thank you for that. Could have given me space, but no. Instead, I'm going to be very nearly on the grass. Again, I mean, I could have fought it out, but there's no point. Not at this stage in the race. There's no point risking the contact, risking having your car put in the fence when I know I'm going to be able to find a way past, hopefully, with the run down the main straight. And there we go. That is me up into 12th. In fact, he's diving in the pits, so he had a broken car from all of that, and that was a lap of this really rather awesome circuit. Turn 1, as I said, incredibly fast through there. I'm catching massively on the AI ahead. However, the AI like to go very late on the brakes around this track. I'm finding that that wasn't even a particularly good line because I was trying to find a way past. Yeah, the AI go very late on the brakes. They go carry a huge amount of speed into the corner and are incredibly slow off of the turn. So yeah, oh, no, don't do that, grass is dangerous. Very nearly ended up inside of the bridge. So yeah, with the AI, kind of doing a lot of cutbacks or just by getting a better run off of a turn and finding ways past. I had a very poor run there though. I'm going to give him space in case he decides. No, he changed his mind. Didn't want to make it too wide. He wasn't really close enough to have a look. Right, okay, at this stage, I'm actually still pretty pleased. We've made our way up into 11, so almost made it halfway through the field. Of course, the opening laps is easy to make up more positions because everyone is close together, but the field up ahead is stringing out a little bit, but it's not massive, so things are looking promising for this race. This is a turn that the AIs carry so much speed. They brake so late into that corner, but then really quite slow off of it. So yeah, I take a completely different sort of approach to the turn. But it works, and then I'm flat out, well, not quite flat out, not on this early lap, a little bit nervous of the curves, but I will carry a lot more speed through there than the AIs do. I basically make up a huge amount of time in two sections around the track by being slightly kamikaze-ly brave. I don't want to go too tight on the inside there. There's a mound of dirt on the inside of the corner that if you hit will launch your car up onto two wheels. Not sort of a launch onto two wheels and possibly roll it. It was just more of an inconvenient. That's not going to end well. Again, this is a section where I can carry a lot more speed than the AIs, but occasionally they get a little bit confused. I don't know whether their car's caught on the curb. They kind of just panic coming into it, and I was at completely the wrong point to make the most of that. If I'd been a little closer, I would have gone past, but if I'd been a little further back, I wouldn't have been affected by it. But at the stage I was, if I'd kind of gone for it, chances are I would be going side by side across a jump in a V8 supercar, and that's not really a fun place to be going. So I opted to back out of that one. Again, live to fight another day, and I'll probably get him. Not quite through there. Again, I'm in slightly the wrong position. Too far back to really have a look, and too close to go through that uncompromised. Hopefully. No, he's been relatively quick through here, actually. To say, hopefully he'll run wide through one of these turns and I can pick him off nice and easily, because the next corner I hate doing overtakes on, coming off of the bridge. Can we get a pass done before there though? Oh, he's going to run wide. I'm trying to make the most of it. He's still on the inside. The AI do not like you going around the outside here. They very often run wide, and whoa, we'll give you a big nudge. Try to get on the power with a cutback and we're going to lose a place. Arse. I should have braved it going across the jump and tried to make it too wide. Admittedly, I could have ended up in the fence, and that would have been race over pretty much down there. God damn it! I will find a way past. If the worst comes to the worst, I will just end up outpowering them through the chicane. We're going to go up the inside again here to reclaim 10th. Yes, we will. A little narrow there against the rock face. I haven't actually hit that rock face yet. I run very, very close to it, but in all of the practice, I never actually ended up running into it, despite getting scared a couple of times. Car behind is having a look. I actually prefer a tighter line down there if I don't spin the tyres up just that little bit. Carry good speed, though, if you can get it right across the curbs. There we go. We're going to get the inside of you now. Oh, okay. Right, has been a wasted lap almost, that one there, trying to find a way past. A little bit of a gap up ahead does mean though that I will probably have a lap of clean air to really show what the car can do around this circuit. Now I'm hoping I'm going to be close enough to, yeah, okay, so he pretty much got out of my way down there. Thank you for that. That's very, very useful, so I can carry some mega speed. You get surprising, it feels like a surprisingly large amount of airtime. How much it looks like on a replay I haven't seen. It feels like we get a huge jump from the Ford, but there we go. Right, we are released from the traffic and we can try and carry some serious speed through these corners until we catch up to 7th place. This kind of track, as I said at the start, I wasn't particularly expecting to like this circuit necessarily. This kind of track, it tends to be very much for hot lapping. But the combination of corners, something about this circuit, just when you put it all together, it works. I can't quite put my finger on what it is, but the mixture of everything works very, very well. There's some lovely fast flowing sections I do love, like stringing together the fast corners, and there are some lovely parts of the track where it all kind of flows into one another. It's actually a really rather easy circuit to learn. These slightly longer tracks can sometimes be a bugger to sort of get the hang of, but that wasn't the case with here. I picked it up really quite quickly racing around this circuit. There's just something about it. I think it's really, I don't know if it's based on real roads or whether it's kind of just based on a location and a fictional track has been made. If it's based on real roads, I want to go and drive around them. If it isn't, it's an incredibly well-designed track, because there's just something about it. It really, really works. when it's all strung together. And these V8 supercars are an absolute joy to drive around here. Spent quite a lot of time just hot lapping when I first got it, having a huge amount of fun. And then when you put AIs on and when you go racing, it still works really, really well. It's relatively narrow. It's a street circuit at the end of the day, so they're always going to be relatively narrow, but there's still plenty of overtaking opportunities. It doesn't fall into the trap of being too constrictive, too tight to really get overtakes done. And there's plenty of places. There's not huge braking zones. At no point is there ever any really slow corners around here. Most of them medium and high speed stuff. So there's no real big braking zones to get passes done in. Oh, I'm not going to do that because I know you're going to put me in the wall, but you're going to have an issue down there, so I'll take the place off you anyway. Still can't carry huge speed. Overtaking, no massively slow corners. I mean, the slowest places on the track, I think where I got massively sideways a couple of laps ago, that's probably the slowest point on the track, about the only second gear corner, really. Most of the time, speeds are above 70, but there is still plenty of places for overtakes to happen. I love the turn 1 here as well, a gloriously fast turn. Quite scary to get right, especially when you're fighting with the AI down here, because they tend not to quite like taking as much speed as I want to, and if you're forced across a tight line, there's a grass on the inside, you hit that, it'll tip the car sideways, so you've got lots to be thinking about around here. The other thing I did find with this circuit, when I was kind of learning to drive it, a lot of the corners you almost turn in before you think you should. It's just kind of track knowledge, really, that sort of stuff. But for a lot of these turns, you can carry a lot of speed, but you've got to turn in before you're almost expecting to. So that was a little bit of a strange thing to get used to, but after a few laps, you kind of get the hang of it. Yeah, this is one of the toughest corners on the track because of the way it's cambered and the way it's bumpy. And I've got a very powerful rear-wheel drive touring car. You can easily get the car sliding, get the car into quite a lot of trouble. It's flat out up here. I had a little lift because I wasn't quite sure what the AI were going to be doing through there. But yeah, it's just a fantastic circuit, and I couldn't have picked better cars to really go racing around here because we're playing it close again with the rock face because these are absolutely awesome cars to drive. They're, I'm going to say, easier to drive than I was expecting. They're actually almost quite forgiving on here. Admittedly, I think this track does slightly flatter them in that we don't have any real low-speed sections. Even with the bumps and so on, most of it's carried at higher speed, so we don't have huge traction zones around here, and that's where the V8 supercars tend to spin the wheels quite a bit more, but these have got a lot of grip. They're really nice cars to go racing with. Of course, they sound glorious. I thoroughly enjoy driving them, and this is a great place for racing them around. Am I going to be squeezed out down there? I'm not sure. I know he's going to not want to go flat out. Oh, this was silly. Ugh. Never quite trust what they're going to do down there when you go too wide. They did fine. Most of the time they will be fine going too wide through there, but you never quite know if they might try and give you too much space and bounce off a wall themselves or get themselves into trouble. We did it though. Well, at some point I was going to go too wide through there. Well, we've come out in one piece. That's the most important thing. Yeah, now I'm stuck in traffic. I'm 2 seconds a lap down. 2:17 though is still pretty good around here. I think I'm going to get to I got 2:15 I think at some point in this race. Is great fun. Absolutely great fun driving these cars around here. You're going to have a dive, aren't you? And probably going to overshoot. Oh no, you actually did a good job of getting that stopped. I take a really different line through there, and if there's an AI behind me who's competent, they'll often get past me because of the way that they drive it. I can be quicker, but I'm just quicker at a different place, so they can find ways past quite easily. Come on, I want to get a podium. I know I wasted a lap dallying around in kind of 10th, 11th, and that might cost me in the end. Don't want to go around the outside there because they always seem to run wide through there. So don't want to be fighting around the outside. I'm losing time. I want to catch up to the podium. Come on, I want to get there's going to be hopefully a space on the inside there. It's all getting a bit close now as I'm trying to find a way past. I am running out of laps to get a move done. If we can get a good run up the hill here, which I hope we can. Come on, V8 Supercar, stop bouncing. There we go. We're going for it. This is silly. This is really very silly. I know they're going to be brave around the outside, but I'm going to be quicker off the turn. If I don't get a huge slide, he actually end up in the fence anyway. Okay, that's good. I got the car out of the way before we come to the chicane, so I can make the most of carrying that speed through through the chicane. The glorious, glorious job of travelling 130 mile an hour through a high street is it's always quite good fun. I think the other reason why I like this circuit is while it's set in Scotland, the scenery is far more exciting than around where I live. It still feels quite familiar because you've still got the British road markings, the British road signs, like coming through the little country villages and so on. Feels familiar, and you don't really get that very often in video games. Living in England, you very rarely get this sort of stuff in games that often. So it's kind of it's kind of also like a novelty factor. I'm driving a V8 Supercar at 150 miles an hour down what feel like very much British roads. Feels like roads that I would drive down. If you go into the countryside. Yes, the scenery is far more spectacular with this being set in Scotland. Far more interesting. But it's kind of the fun of racing these cars around fairly familiar surroundings almost. People outside of England probably won't quite get that with this circuit, but it's a great place to go race. And as I said, the scenery is absolutely glorious for racing through. The bumps and the elevation changes are quite scary for a race car such as this one. Definitely got to be careful with the throttle in a couple of places that I've already proven with some big sideways moments, and the curbs can at times be vicious, especially through the high street section where you're hitting like 130 miles an hour with that change of direction. That curb can cause some problems. I'm pretty sure we saw an AI in the wall. Wouldn't be surprised if he didn't bounce it off a curb, and that'd be what upset him. Now, can I get second? That is the question. I think the leader is safe. I spent far too long prattling about in sort of 10th and 11th. I'm closing so rapidly here, but am I going to run out of laps? That is, I'm going to run out of time to catch the leader, pretty sure, unless he has a big accident. Not impossible, but unlikely. Are we going to be able to get these other two? Probably get one on the run out of the chicane and maybe get one on the run towards the jump. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm planning here. Although that won't help. Don't go sideways, car. Come on. We can do this. We can do this. Or maybe I can get both on the run out of the chicane. The leader does seem to be a little bit slow. I'm a little too far back. Oh no. This is not good. I tried to get to the inside, had to have a lift. I was too close. I was all at the wrong point to really make the most of anything down there. Right, we're going to have to be quick down here. We're going to be quick off of this turn across the bridge. Come on, car. Can I get both of them? Dare I try and go for both of them? I know you're going to go that way. You're going to give me space. We're going for it. Oh, we're going to have a break though, because I'm going to take a tight line. Where is he? He's on the inside. We're going to do it though. Not ideal, I will say that much through there. That was pushing my luck. I probably wouldn't have done that if this wasn't the last lap, because that was close to having a big accident. Pretty sure I squeezed the red and white car up against the wall. It's going to be a second place though. Yeah, a lap was wasted, and I could have used that, if I hadn't got stuck, would have used that lap to go chase down the leader. But that was the V8 Supercars. Awesome cars to drive. And what a circuit. It is an incredible track. I didn't think I would enjoy driving this circuit. I was completely wrong. And if you're kind of in a similar boat, just go and drive it. It's so much more fun than I could have expected. A lovely, lovely racetrack. And the added bonus of being in vaguely familiar surroundings is always quite nice. Anyway, that is it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And until next time, goodbye.